Hello everyone, I hope you're ready for a bit of a Christmas cheer. I've got some kitty themed Christmas cards here that are great fun. They're actually an upright stepper card. They stand up something like this, you see there. They've got decorations of, as you can see, fun cats decorated with clothing and what have you here. The front mini card lifts up to reveal a message. In this one I've put Cat's motto: no matter what you've done wrong, always try to make it look as if the dog did it. Meowy Christmas. It's lovely and colourful. This card folds down and goes under the tab like that, just to hold it upright. And on the back there's space for you to do your writing. This is a series called The Perfect Christmas. This is number 1 in the series. This is number 4. They're by Janice McFarlane. They're available on Crash Print. I'll put the links below. And each kit costs £1.35, which if you're in US dollars, you can just change the currency by pressing on the pound tab at the top, and it will be $1.86. So you can download these and start to work almost instantly, which is great. I'll just show you this alternative. This one says, have a perfect Christmas. That's P-U-R-R, of course. Stands as an upright stepper, like that. And inside this one, it says, may your Christmas tree survive its annual battle with your cat. And if you've got a cat and you've got a tree with baubles, you will understand that perfectly. And again, space on the back for writing. But the one I'm actually going to put together on video is this one, the little grey cat with the red bubble hat. Really cute. So, once you've got your download, make sure you save it to your computer, because then you can make lots of them. And you can print them out. I've printed these on fairly thin card. This is 180 GSM, or about £80 weight if you're in the US. And the reason I've done it thin is you can see there are lots and lots of layers to these. And as you keep gluing one layer onto the next, you really don't want 300 GSM card. It would just be too thick when you've got 4 or 5 layers of it. So let's look at the sheets. The first sheet has this, it's actually the upright, the main structure of it there, and it says at the bottom, attached to reverse of piece 2. There's a line here, and this needs to be scored. And I prefer to do the scoring while you've still got everything on the big pieces, rather than struggling with little pieces. So just score along with the blunt blade. The back of my scissors is doing a good job there. That's that one. There's an optional panel, and I'll show you what you can do with that. There's a couple of choices later. The second sheet is the extension to the Z-fold. It's the bit that we've got coming down here, this up and down bit. It's a bit like a stepper card in that respect. And again, there's a dotted line halfway along here, and I'm going to score that as well, ready to make a step. So just scoring it with my back of my scissors. And cut that out. There's an optional panel, and this is the blank panel I showed you on the back of the card. So there's 2 parts to this, making the card really. The first one is making that upright stepper, and the second bit is making the mini card that sticks on, laps over and holds it all together. And these are the parts for the mini card. Here's the top and bottom. It's almost like a figure 8 on this one. And there are 2 toppers, one with the coloured edge and one that goes inside it. And if you layer these up with 3D foam pads, then they look really full and wonderful. So there's those to cut out. And sheet 4 has the inserts and some alternative tabs. So I've read a couple of these out. Here's the one about always make it look like the dog did it. This is one we're going to use in this particular video. I've got these little tabs that go on the bottom to hold it all together. Some really cute sayings. Santa Claus is coming to town. That's spelled C-L-A-W-S. Have a perfect Christmas, with a double R, of course. Merry Kittymas is another one. Even if you don't use these on your card, they make great gift tags and things like that, so they're never wasted. So that's that one. And the last 2 sheets I printed out just onto ordinary printer paper, because these are going to make a beautiful envelope to coordinate with the set. And I'll show you that at the end. So let's get started. I've cut them out ready to save a little bit of time. And this is the first piece that had that tab at the bottom. And this one, as I say, is going to join onto the second piece to make one long piece that's going to make the Z-fold. I've already put double-sided tape on there. So let's take the backing paper off. It says attached to the reverse of piece 2. And you want it so that the tab is on the outside of it. So I'm flipping it over, lining it up so it's straight. I'm bringing that tab up and over. There we go. I forgot to mention that on the first 2 sheets, I actually ran them through and put some colour onto the back of them. And I used this just doing some backing design that I'd got from a rainbow kit. I'll again put the link on the bottom, but if you've got any design like this, I put colour on the back of this one, the upright, and this one, the mini card. Otherwise, there'll be white on the back and white on the inside. So, yes, it's worth doing, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have an option. And that's the green that's showing there. So coming along, we've got the upright now, and we've got the stepper. I'm just going to press out those folds with my bone folder to make sure that they stand up really nice. Lovely. There is this piece. This is an alternative piece that you can lay onto here with 3D foam, but actually I prefer to put it on the back like that and build up some pattern on the back, especially if you've not got the colour here, because it's going to be white. So I'll just glue that on now, and you can see what I mean about layering up lots of thin layers. If this was thick card, it would be getting really quite thick and heavy. So I'll just pop that on to give it a bit more interest, and we'll finish it off with a blank later. So there we go. So that's the upright Z-fold part of this card done. The next bit is to make the mini card to go onto it. So we've got, here we go. You remember this bit? It looked like a figure 8. I cut it out. The pattern, as you've got it on the kit, goes on the outside. And here's the green where I printed on the back to give it some colour inside. So I'm going to put my verse inside here. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, because the cat ate it. Oh dear. You've got to have a sense of humour to send this to someone. There we go. So just gluing that down, fitting it into the curve, and that's the inside. A little slide of adjustment, and I think it's pretty good. Lovely. This is going to fold over like this, so I'm layering it up now with the 2 pieces that I've got the cat on. The first layer's got the sort of rainbow edges. I've put 3D foam pads on the back because I want to have some different layers of decoupage. I can get the papers off. There we go. And this goes down inside the oval that's already there. And the next one is the same. It's a little bit smaller. It hasn't got the rainbow edges. So again, 3D foam just gives it an added element of dimension. And popping that like that. Okay, so our mini card is done, and it's time now to fix it onto the Z-fold card. You won't be able to see it, I don't think, because it's terribly faint, but on here there is actually marked a curve where you're going to fix the mini card. So it's very helpful to know where you're putting it. So I'm just going to put PVA glue on the back of here. We don't want any more 3D foam, or it'll be, I think, a little bit front heavy. So 3D PVA glue, just finding those lines, and it goes in like that. I'm going to turn it over and just rub it on the back to get it firmly stuck. Okay, so that's going to open up, come over the front, and now we need something to hold it and stop it slipping down. So let's see what we've got here. I cut out 2 choices. This one was Have a Perfect Christmas, which is fun. P-U-R-R, of course. This one says Santa Claus is coming to town, and this is claws as in cat's claws. And I think I'm going to use that one for this. So I've put 2 little foam pads on, not very many, and I've put them at either side because you want to leave this bit unstuck because it's going to hold the front of that card in place. So we're just going to put it centrally, something like that. And as you can see, the front card tucks behind it. Okay, and stands up, of course. We've got a few more little bits. There is actually a panel to go on there if you want to add it. That's optional. And then onto the back, I've got a blank. You could have put this inside if you wanted to, but I like to use as much as I can of this lovely kit. So I've saved this and that joy panel to go on the back, just for extra interest. So I'll just get that stuck on there. And the card is done. Okay, one lovely upright Z-fold card. And I did say that there's an envelope with it. So I've cut out the pieces here. 1, 2, 3. Two of the pieces actually are the front and the flap. And then of course there's the V for the back. So I'm just going to work on putting the front and the flap together first of all. It says score and fold the tab and attach to the envelope. It does the envelope back, but actually it does mean actually the front, like that. So I like to use Pritt stick or a glue stick for this, because if you use wet glue, there's always a danger with envelopes that you might it might ooze and stick the inside of your card together before it's dry. But glue stick is a fairly safe option. Well, if you give it an hour to dry, it's perfectly good. So we're just going to line that up and put the envelope down onto it like that. And it folds along that score line. And then we need to bring in the back of the card like this. And this is the piece that's got 3 tabs on it, 2 sides and a bottom. And they also need to be glued. So bringing out the Pritt stick again. That's the bottom tab. And corner to corner. Matching it up. And then folding it. And then the sides should fall into place. So down the edge. And here. Let's see how we go. Lovely. And the other side, all sticky ready. Yeah, just give that time to dry and you've got the most beautiful envelope to match your kitty Purr-fect Christmas card. Have fun making that one. Just follow the links down below and enjoy. Happy Christmas.